Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time checking in, please click that subscribe button down below. And remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. So in my last video, I talked about how cool it was to be on the news. You can check that video out up above. In this video, I'm going to be talking about kind of feeling out where this channel is going to go in the future. And what I'm thinking is, considering a motorcycle, I want to do it the safest way possible. So I reached out to the people over at Team Arizona. And starting tomorrow, actually, I am going to be going through their motorcycle basic training course, which basically goes through all of the steps of training and gets you your endorsement so that you can actually go out and legally ride a motorcycle. And I'm not going to continue this whole vlog with my helmet on because that would be even douchier than putting it on to begin with. So now that we have the helmet off, and now I'm just my normal level of douche, I wanted to talk about the different ways you go about getting your endorsement to ride a motorcycle legally in the streets. And in order to do so, what you need to do is you need to get your endorsement. Getting your endorsement requires, here in Arizona, every state's different, but in Arizona, you get your permit for 6 months, you ride, you can't ride on the highway, you can't ride at night, there's a lot of restrictions, smart restrictions. But what Arizona does that's actually really clever, in my opinion, is if you want to forego that 6-month waiting period, you can go to what they call a rider safety course. So what you can do is you go to this MSF training course, Motorcycle Safety Foundation. This one in particular, again, is through Team Arizona. I'll be going to the GoAZ location up in North Scottsdale. And it's a 2-day course, and basically from 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, you're between riding on motorcycles and some class. And what I want to demonstrate in my video series going through this process is I know that a lot of younger generation millennials, I'm an older millennial myself, are a little bit frightened of motorcycles. And, you know, motorcycles are really nothing to, I guess, take lightly. So there's a lot of concern about the safety of motorcycles, and that makes sense to a certain degree. Now, it's no secret that the people that are doing wheelies at 80 miles an hour down the highway are certainly more likely to probably wreck out and be killed hot dogging than your cruiser who's out kind of paying attention to the rules of the road and what the other cars around them are doing. And it's really no different than driving. The only difference is if you get hit, you don't have a 4,000-pound car, surrounding you to protect you. You basically have your helmet. Don't skimp on a helmet. It's basically going to save your life in the event something terrible happens. So there's a lot of things I'll get into in another video down the road. But there are DOT-approved helmets, which is basically the bare minimum. And then there are Snell-approved helmets, which is taking it to the next level. That's what I bought, a Shoei RF-SR. Has some really good reviews, and again, I feel like it's important not to skimp on a helmet, so I bought that. Now, going to these safety training courses, there are things that they'll provide for you. You can have them provide a helmet for you. If you want to go out and get your motorcycle endorsement to go out and start test driving some motorcycles, which dealerships are going to require that you have an endorsement to test drive motorcycles. So even if you're considering getting into motorcycles and you want to go out and test drive them, see if it's really something you're interested in, go get your endorsement. And then you can go and test drive your motorcycle, see if it's something you're interested in. Now, you don't have to buy a helmet and all that stuff to go for the safety classes, at least for this Team Arizona. They provide the motorcycles for you. They provide helmets, gloves. Basically, all you need to do is show up with some long pants, some protective shoes. You can't show up in tennis shoes. You have to have, a pair of basically boots. It can't be canvas shoes, and a long sleeve shirt. They'll provide the helmet and the gloves and the motorcycle for you. So it's really, as far as I'm concerned, a great value. You don't have to go buy a motorcycle and then go drop it while you're training. You could beat up their stuff. So, again, a very important step, I think, in motorcycle safety is getting that training. I highly recommend it. So what I'm going to do is, basically this is geared towards the millennials. Somebody like me, I rode dirt bikes when I was 10 years old for maybe a couple years. So I have a little bit of experience working a clutch and stuff like that. Am I any good at it? Probably not. Haven't done it in forever. And the bike that I had when I was 10 was a beat-up swap sheet, and the thing would constantly stall out. I have a very, very, very vivid memory of running down a hill and having the thing stall out on me, it locked up and it threw my man parts straight into the gas tank. So, you know, I have some experience riding, but certainly not a lot. I did end up having a daughter, so that event was not life-changing, other than just a very fond memory. So I just want to kind of go through and show you. Now, unfortunately, due to some MSF regulations, there's some things I can't show through the training. It's basically proprietary information as far as their training course goes. They have a very specific curriculum that I'm sure they invested a ton of money and research into, so there's some things you can't film. But what I will do is cover as much as I possibly can, even if it's just a matter of, you know, kind of telling you and recapping what I do throughout the day, and anything else that I can get in there, I certainly will. So follow along with the journey. It's going to be interesting. What I plan on doing is getting this endorsement by the end of the week, but I want to show everybody it's really not as hard as what you would think. We live in a world where, you know, everybody's Uber and Lyfting all over the place now, which is awesome. I think ride sharing is great. You see I do some GoShare stuff. There's actually some interesting things happening in that little world as well. But ride sharing is awesome. Now, I think that we also are missing out on a lot of things in the ride sharing world. If we got to the point where you could Uber and Lyft your way all over town, I think that's awesome. It's a really great way to travel. But in doing that, you're not going to Uber all the way out into the middle of nowhere to capture, you know, the essence of nature and stuff like that. So some of the things that we gain as far as those conveniences, I don't think that our millennial generation is as in tune with the things that they're giving up for that. And a motorcycle is, it's cheap. You can go out and get a really nice Harley for, that's insane. Who rides without a shirt on the highway in Arizona? That guy, I guarantee you, is regretting his decision. Is there any regret to that decision?
Oh, no, you can't, man, I'm a native.
You can get a motorcycle for a couple grand used, or you can go out and buy, you know, basically a top-of-the-line, mid-range Harley or fully loaded Harley for over $20,000. So it's a little more than a car, but you're getting 45 miles per gallon. And what some of the douchier people say is miles per gallon, but it's true. You know, you could go out and buy a $20,000 car and go drive it out, you know, into the middle of nowhere and experience, you know, what the world has to offer you. Or you can get on a bike and really be a part of that. And I think it's something that our generation should embrace a little bit more. There's a strong heritage to motorcycles going back a very long time. And I think it's something that, again, we should embrace. So stick with me. I appreciate you watching. If this is your first time, please click that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. This guy is absolutely insane and probably going to have skin cancer. I hope not. But again, we will see you next time. Thank you very much and take care. Motorcycle, motorcycle, a motorcycle, 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 motorcycles, motorcycles are motorcycles, motorcycle endorsement, motorcycles, motorcycles. So motorcycles, they provide the motorcycle, and motorcycle safety. Dirt bikes, a motorcycle, motorcycle.